Just a bit of an update on the Ford Kuga. This is the water pump that came out of it, and obviously this is the drive side where the cam belt goes onto it with the cog there, you know, with all the teeth. And when you turn it, yeah, it looks okay, doesn't it? Lovely. But if you just, I don't know if we can do this. Yeah, there you go. So I'm looking at there now, and you see the cogs stay still. That is goosed. It's just spinning on the shaft. So what we were getting was we were getting a bit of drive off of it to push some coolant around, but nowhere near enough to keep the car temperature from getting too high. You know, so it sits at 90 degrees and it'd shoot up, and you'd have to pull over and let it cool down to avoid doing serious engine damage to the car. So yeah, that's the situation with it. Yeah, it's just loose and spinning. It's a fail thing. Don't know if the customer's ever had it replaced. We replaced it with a decent quality one. We put a Gates timing belt on, and it came with, you know, the kit comes with a water pump, and I've used them time and time again. They're absolutely fabulous. So yeah, but that was the reason it was overheating. How we diagnosed it was we took off the return pipe from the thermostat housing and run it at idle. Hardly anything was coming out, and then give it a bit of a rev, and again hardly anything was coming out. Once it warmed up a bit though, it was quite a flow of coolant coming out of the thermostat housing from the where the return pipe connects to, and it was coming out in spurts. So it was coming out, flowing out, and then the flow was reducing, and then increasing and reducing, and that's because of this. So if you're ever wondering about, is it the water pump or is it the thermostat housing, because on these cars they have valves in them, and if they stick, then they're obviously not going to let enough coolant go back round, so you could have a similar kind of issue. It's well worth taking that pipe off, seeing if it's flowing and, you know, ebbing and flowing, as it were, increasing and decreasing, because it should be constant. And then yeah, also we found that when we took it all apart, the cam belt was starting to fray as well. So in a way the customer was quite lucky, because it'd rather have a bit of an issue with the water pump than a failed cam belt and a knackered engine. Luckily the engine didn't overheat and sufficiently to damage it. We did a block test on it and it was okay, head gasket was okay, so that was all brilliant. But yeah, just so you know, Ford ones, I think, from what I can gather, have a habit of doing this. So if you do replace it, use a Gates one rather than a genuine Ford one. That would be my recommendation. So hopefully you won't have this issue further down the line. And I hope this little input helps somebody.